All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Uh, Pushing buttons. Oh, okay. You can request something. That's what I was looking for. I wanted to turn the video off because I'm not necessarily in the most ideal situation right now, and I want to be respectful of people's spaces and stuff like that. But what's going on, people? What's going on, beautiful people? We're trying this without me being live today, but we are continuing to read "Real Artists Don't Starve" by Jeff Goins. I know it's been a couple of days since I've read, and I'm not even going to read that long today. I might just read like a couple of sections. But I hope you all are doing well and enjoying life to the best of your ability. Um, Please do that. Please find some time to do something that you enjoy. Um, Try to find some time to rest, to relax, to reset yourself. Um, there's a lot going on in this world, and we need to make sure we're making time for ourselves the best way that we can. Like, I understand I'm not encouraging you to neglect or avoid your responsibilities or anything like that, but for you to effectively continue to live and be human and do your responsibilities, you gotta take care of yourself. All right. So let's get into this. So we're reading Real Artists. We're continuing to read Real Artists Don't Starve by Jeff Goins. Again, I'm not reading that long today, but we're picking up at chapter 8, which is practice in public. Oh my gosh, it's so relevant to what I'm trying to do here. But anyways, chapter 8, practice in public. The starving artist doesn't share his work. The thriving artist practices in public. Play always as if in the presence of a master. Robert Schumann. Even before she learned her letters, Stephanie Halligan was drawing pictures. As a child, her dream was to be a Looney Tunes or a Disney animator. If you were to ask my friends and family, she said, I was meant to be a cartoonist. As an adult, however, she lost that drive to create. Starting in high school and continuing through college, Stephanie's concerns shifted to more practical matters. How would she make a living? What should she do to pay bills? What kind of job would she have? Drawing cartoons was no longer at the top of the priority list. Leaving college with 34,000. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. It's probably good that I wasn't on camera. Alright, so let's pick up. Let's pick up from where we left off. Alright, so Stephanie Halligan, she's questioning whether, how she's going to make a living and stuff like that. And so we're picking up with leaving college with $34,579 in debt. The young graduate got a job at a financial literacy nonprofit, helping students in low-income families how to save money. It was rewarding work, but like many others, she started her career with a sense of purpose that only carried her so far. 3 years into that job, Stephanie's passion had waned, and she felt like something was missing, something important. The job was gratifying, but still Stephanie wanted more. Exactly what she was missing, she couldn't say, but that something refused to leave her alone. It felt like that creative piece of me didn't have a place to go, she recalled. So she poured her energy into a blog and launched the Empowered Dollar in May 2012, detailing her experience of getting out of debt. She worked on that project for 2 years before adding an important piece to it: cartoons. Using her talent for drawing, Stephanie began illustrating the topics she was writing about. It was an experiment, which made the success of the effort that much more surprising. But when her mother heard Stephanie was doing this, she said, "Of course! It just made sense." She'd seen Stephanie make art ever since she was a little girl, so it doesn't come as a shock. Sometimes our most obvious gifts are the hardest for us to recognize. That's deep. I want to read that again. Sometimes our most obvious gifts are the hardest for us to recognize. It was a powerful time for Stephanie. Something in me pick up. It was a powerful time for Stephanie. Something in me came back to life, she recalled. Adding cartoons to the blog grew the young artist's confidence and taught her that she had something valuable to offer, something beyond the demands of a day job. But up until this point, drawing was still a hobby. In 2014, Stephanie's friend Noah asked what an ideal day would look like for her. And when her answer had more to do with cartooning than personal finance, she knew something had to change. Noah challenged her. If this is what she wanted to do for a living, why wasn't she doing it? Could she sell a cartoon in the next 72 hours? It was an odd dare, but the audacity of it excited her. 72 hours to sell a cartoon. She was game for anything. Stephanie sent off a quick note to her list of email newsletter subscribers with a simple message. She had 3 cartoon prints for sale. "Do you want one?" was the email subject line. The pieces were $45 each, and within 24 hours, Stephanie had sold her first one. It was, she said, the first time that I had put that equation together, that my cartoons could equal money. From that moment on, I knew my only job was to create work I cared about and then put it out into the world for sale. On January 1st, 2015, Stephanie started a second blog called Art to Self, which was a personal project, a public commitment to draw every day. It was also a testament to what got her to the point of being a full-time artist in the first place, sharing her work. Today, Stephanie does illustrations for universities, nonprofits, and major banks. She's done whiteboard animations for startups and small business owners and continues to inspire a growing audience through what she calls motivational cartoons, which she publishes on her blog. One of her cartoons features a white ghost with the caption, "Let yourself be seen." Below it, Stephanie wrote, "I was nervous about putting my work out in the open, because as much as I wanted people to know what I was doing, I was worried about being exposed. There was a risk of letting myself be seen. Like if they looked too closely, they discovered I was a fraud. If I showed off my work, I'd be vulnerable to criticism or worse, silence. But if I embraced the risk that came with being seen, there was a huge reward waiting for me, the feeling of acknowledgement, of being noticed, of feeling heard. And most important, feeling worthy of being seen. That seemed so worth the risk." If Stephanie had never put her drawings out there for people to see, she never would have made money from her art. Turning the page, 1 second. She'd still be dreaming of being a cartoonist someday. And this is something we can all learn from. Promotion isn't something an artist avoids. It's art, essential. It's art. It's an essential part of the job. Sorry, I'm just checking to see how long this chapter is. All right, I'm going to read one more section. Share your work. The novelist George Sand once wrote that it is the duty of all artists to find an adequate expression to convey their art to as many souls as possible. Or, to put it more succinctly, art needs an audience. Often I hear writers and creatives complaining about having to market themselves. They are, it seems, afraid of appearing sleazy or self-promotional, which is understandable. We are attracted to art because it feels pure, so we worry that if we fixate too much on fame or success, that such ambition may ruin the purity of our work. We want to believe that if we do our jobs well enough, that the audience will just find us. But that's not how it works. If you build it, they will not come. Austin Kleon writes, in order to be found, you have to be findable. You must put your work in front of the people who will react to it. But how? We all need our work to resonate with someone. Our art needs an audience. The way the starving artist attempts this is by working in private, secretly hoping to be discovered someday. She spurns the need for an audience and chooses to suffer for her work instead, holding out for that lucky moment when someone stumbles upon her genius. Hold on, sorry. I gotta call him right back. Stumbles upon her genius. The thriving artist, on the other hand, chooses a different path. She shares her work by practicing in public, not by being sleazy or self-promotional, but by letting people simply watch her work. Stephanie Halligan transitioned from dreaming of drawing cartoons to becoming a full-time artist through a gradual process, but it began with sharing her work. This act of generosity helped her build an audience around her work, which made everything else possible. At the outset, however, her readers were not many, but that was just fine with her because she was using the experience to grow. On one hand, she said of her blog, it's a self-serving project that holds me accountable to doing art. And at the same time, it's been amazing to see how people have connected with my cartoons. It's also a place for me to share about the moments I'm experiencing. It's the messages I need to hear. As she shared more of her work, Stephanie's client base grew. One daily drawing was a 2-panel comic depicting the dream of being an entrepreneur with a picture of herself riding a unicorn, crooning, "Freedom forever!" versus the reality of running a business, which included a picture of her hunched over a laptop, scowling and saying, "I haven't showered." It was this kind of honesty that endeared Stephanie to an audience. This is what happens when we practice in public. We not only hone our abilities, but attract an audience interested in what we're sharing. The more we do this, the better we get, and the more confident we become. Eventually, people start to notice. This doesn't mean we let them see every step of the process, but we have to put our work out there. And when we do, we just might be surprised at how people react. When we show the world our ideas as they unfold to us, people repay such generosity. Because she shared her work, Stephanie's audience responded with the same openness and vulnerability she shared. First, they gave their attention, then they gave their money. All because she wasn't doing her work in private, hoping to get discovered. Instead, she was doing what all thriving artists do. She was practicing in public. All right, we will continue chapter 8 on a different day. Thank you for tuning into Reading with Jam. We're reading Real Artists Don't Starve by Jeff Goins. Maybe next time I'll have the camera up. But for now, again, this is better. Anyways, leave comments. Let me know what you think. How can I improve on my reading? Let me know what you think about what I read today. Stuff like that. Anyways, be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.